Yeah, I can say one thing that I think with COVID and everybody said, "Hey, I can make some extra money and buy a rental property." And I think the market got very saturated, very saturated. And I think the best advice I would give is that if you're going to move into the short-term market, you have to have a very unique experience.
Yeah.
Very unique property, very unique. And with us, it's just I'm constantly saying, I'm constantly saying, build the value, build the value, build the value. This has to be an experience that's something that if we were just renting out the farmhouse, I don't think we'd be here today.
No.
So
It would have folded.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Alex Kruthaupt and Scott McAdoo. Oh my goodness, it is so exciting to have you guys both on the show. You have a company called Throttle Therapy. I don't think we've had anything like this before.
Thank you, Erika.
yeah,
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so I'm excited to talk about what you guys have going on. So I want to jump on in. What was the driving force with forming Throttle Therapy? What was that journey like?
Alex, should I?
Yeah. No, go for it.
All right. So Throttle Therapy is a private 93-acre farm located right in Central Virginia. We're located right between, we're in Orange, Virginia, Orange County. We're located between Charlottesville, Culpeper, and Fredericksburg. So we're just shy about an hour and 45 minutes outside of DC and not far out of Richmond. But it is a private it's a short-term rental farm. It's a private farm, 93 acres, and it's an old cattle farm. Had a big barbed wire fence around it, so you come in through the gate. And it includes a 5-bedroom house with a 3-car garage and 10 beds, and families and groups and corporations, company retreats. They come in and they lock the gate behind them, and they have their own little private country retreat. And they also get some very unique amenities. And those very unique amenities and features are, we added 2 tracks in there, 2 motocross tracks, dirt bike tracks that are ATV, side-by-side, and dirt bike friendly. Then we cut miles of trails through the woods, and we even cut in a mud bog, and we have hill climbs, and then we have power wash stations to wash off the muddy tires, and we even added a 100-yard shooting range. So it is private. It is private, and it's just a way, I kind of call it the country version of the Outer Banks, like beach house rental, where you go down, you rent a beach house for a week or for a few days. Well, this, you get to come out and have a country experience for a few days. And we came up with a unique name. I'm in law enforcement. I work with county police, and I have seen a lot of bad things out there, and kids getting hurt and bad accidents and things that kind of haunt me a little bit. So I found that dirt bike riding was my therapy, to get out and just ride. I know Alex, and he can tell you about it. He's seen some things overseas, fighting for our country, and things that it's tough to forget. So, when I get out and ride a dirt bike, it's I can tune it all out, and I just think about riding that bike and not smacking the next tree. And so
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Alex ended up getting a bike, and then several neighbors and friends got some bikes, and we started calling it, hey, let's go get some throttle therapy in. Well, when we were looking for a place to go take the family because they wanted to ride with us, and the wives wanted to be able to come, but our wives are very bougie and they want to have something nice. And I'm not ashamed to say that. They like nice things, and they weren't going to go stay in a rickety old cabin somewhere 7 hours away. So we said, why don't we put our money together and let's create a place. Let's create a destination for families and groups that want to come down and have their own private experience, to be able to enjoy the tracks and trails and shooting range at their pace and not feel pressured by having other strangers out there.
Yeah.
So we called it Throttle Therapy Lake Anna. It was a little retreat for our families, and very quickly we learned that others wanted to join. So we started opening our doors to other folks that wanted to come in and have their own private little oasis there when we're not down there enjoying it with our family.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges was where we were going to find the perfect property. Again, we're in the state of Maryland, and depending on where you live in Maryland, power sports, it's not their cup of tea. A lot of the people that live within the state, it's not their thing either. So we got to look outside of Maryland. But again, we didn't want to go 6-7 hours away. And Virginia is our neighbor. And for the most part, Virginia still kind of got that country, that rural backbone, right? They enjoy those activities. Like dog hunting is a big thing out there, which we didn't know about. Even being
the dogs come through often.
They let the dogs run loose, and they chase deer, and they score them on how well they chase the deer. But that's not a thing in Maryland.
It's the culture down there,
yeah.
And it doesn't bother me at all.
No.
So it's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah. But ultimately, we wanted a place where we could take the kids to ride. Both of our kids started riding at the age of 5, and again, they're very small, and they're on a motorbike that can go up 22 miles per hour, essentially, which for a 5-year-old is pretty fast and scary. So our only option locally was to go to public tracks. And again, public tracks, there's nothing wrong with them. Tons of people use them, but a lot of kids can get intimidated by the big bikes and the loud bikes, and there's just kind of people going left and right and all in between. And they're just not confident, right? Because when you ride a motorcycle or a dirt bike, you definitely need to have some confidence when you're doing it. So again, getting the kids down, and they know it's just mom, dad, brother, sister, next door neighbor, whoever, their family, right? Essentially, they have a much higher level of comfort and security and safety. And that's really what Throttle Therapy does for our other guests that we have. Our biggest targeted audience is family. That's who we designed this place for. Again, we love for company retreats to come in, and a lot of employees like to do employee appreciation and bring their managers and employees out for a weekend of enjoyment of riding. But ultimately, our target audience is family and friends that want to come along and enjoy it just like we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to, finding that property, what was the process like, preparing it for, all the work that you were doing?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Wow. So yeah, great question. So that was how many properties did we see before this?
Oh, I don't know, a dozen maybe.
We visited quite a few locations, and in my mind, 100 acres was my minimum. I am not going below that. And we went out and looked at several properties, made a lot of realtors, got a lot of tick bites and jigger bites, and a lot of ripped jeans and pants and things, because we made them walk all of it, because I had to go see it to see the terrain and how we could cut trails and how we could build, where we could build this. And he spotted, we were actually out in the Charlottesville area with the wives doing a little weekend getaway, a little wine tour out there. And he found this property there in Orange, our farm now, and said, hey, let's go look at it. And it wasn't on my radar because it was 93 acres. And so it fell short.
Just under.
Just under. I mean, that was it, 100 acres. So we went out and walked the entire thing, and I said, there's a couple things, a couple challenges that I think we'll have, but I think this could really work. I think this could really. The house is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, perfect. It was just in such great shape, and so we ended up, we put an offer in and had a little negotiation back and forth, and we actually, in order to get to close the deal, we had to let the current owner stay in there for how many?
It was a month.
Was it a month? Yeah, it was a month. So it was kind of interesting. We were there. We needed to launch, and we had to get out there to start working on these tracks and trails, but we couldn't really get in the house. So, because they were still there. So we were stashing our dirt bikes and equipment out in the woods under a tarp and just working all day. And then we actually had to stay in a hotel. We had to stay in hotels and Airbnbs just to go out and work. But they were great, and they ended up letting us put some things in the basement because we were making these trips down with furniture. And basically, yeah, our day consisted of, it was wintertime, so the days are short. So we would wake up at 5 a.m. and be out there with a headlamp and first light and start cutting trail, and we would go all day. And we had friends that were out there. His dad was there. He'd make a subway run for us, and we'd be sitting there eating on the back of the four-wheeler out in the middle of the woods. And then the sun would go down, and it was put on our grab our Allen keys and Allen wrenches and put furniture together, and just start cranking out, beds in a box and those things. And yeah, it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's still a lot of work, and it's definitely a work in progress. And we keep going. Every time we go down, we try to make it a little bit better and a little bit better.
Yeah. What's really crazy, Erika, is we closed the house, I think, on January 5th or 6th, somewhere.
January 6th.
Yeah, January 6th. And we launched March 1st.
Of this year?
Of the same year.
Oh.
No, 2.5 years. So it'll be 3 years this January.
Yeah.
For us.
So yeah, we opened our doors 2 months after we acquired the property, and we were in the green our first year. So again, it was a slower start than we anticipated, but ultimately the year ended up amazing. And our second year, we doubled our business the first year. So it worked out really well.
We reached out to the local community and just kind of asked the local clubs and said, hey, this is what we're doing. Would anyone like to come in and, give us a half day's work and help us cut some trail and do some work? And then at the halfway point, we'll stop and we're going to go ride what we cut. And we had some excellent groups show up that brought their tools and their equipment and their saws and someone who found us online and said, sure, I'll come down and give you a hand. I love working on trails. And he said, I'm going to be your first guest. And he was our first guest in March. and then
Okay.
from there, and then he wrote us a great review, and it just started kind of compounding and snowballing from there. So the amount of the relationships we've made has just been amazing.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The people and the friends that we've made that have come out to help us, because we couldn't do it alone.
Yeah.
We could not do it alone. And we have been very grateful.
The motorsport community in general is kind of a unique bunch. I mean, they all come out. I mean, people to come out and just do 4 or 5 hours of work on a Saturday and Sunday because A, they enjoy it, and B, they want to make sure that we're successful, even though they never met us ever. Was really something that impressed me. Now again, at the end of the day, we get to have some fun, and that probably doesn't hurt because they get to kind of get the first tracks, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a pretty neat experience, and those relationships have continued and sort of snowballed as well.
We a lot of some of our trails we've named after our volunteer helpers, just to help, just kind of, that's their trail. They were out there cutting on that, because when you get down there, and it's kind of hard to realize, but everything we did was, not everything, but probably about 90% of what we did was just walking through the woods with a saw and just foot by foot by foot by foot, and just kept chewing away at it. And yeah, we just stayed motivated, and failure was not an option. We had to move forward. We had to be successful.
Yeah, and you guys started off with a great year, so you had a good plan. It seems like the relationships that you built and the word of mouth was kind of like your marketing that carried you through. Would you say that that's how it's been?
Yeah. So one thing we did is that we relied on social media very heavy, and we learned that with social media, information can travel very quickly, both good and bad. And we documented this journey from the start. I mean, when we went to sign the paperwork at closing at the title company, we rode our dirt bikes there. Now we're tagged, right? So we have motorcycle licenses, and we have insurance. We're legal. But we said, let's go ride our dirt bikes there. And it was January. It was cold. Yeah. But we took some video, took some pictures, and just posted it, and we shared and just had, friends and family, and then people are watching our journey, from the start. So it's been interesting how people that I haven't talked to in 20 plus years have reached out and said, I've just been kind of in the shadows, just kind of watching, because a lot of people thought we were crazy.
Everyone.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of people thought that they were like, I just didn't see this working. And I said, and it was very motivating for us, because the haters that came along, it just motivated me even more to work harder to be successful.
It's interesting because I've had a lot of people on the podcast talk about short-term rentals lately, and they talk a lot about the downside and how oversaturated it is. But the one thing that I also keep hearing is that if you find yourself something unique and that sets yourself apart, that you are going to be busy, and that's what you guys are doing. What kind of advice would you give our listeners who are wanting to build out something unique like this? Not the same thing, but doing something that there really isn't a blueprint for yet.
Yeah, I can say one thing, that I think with COVID and everybody said, hey, I can make some extra money and buy a rental property. And I think the market got very saturated. And I think the best advice I would give is that if you're going to move into the short-term market, you have to have a very unique experience.
Yeah.
Very unique property, very unique. And with us, it's just, I'm constantly saying, I'm constantly saying, build the value, build the value, build the value. This has to be an experience that's something that if we were just renting out the farmhouse, I don't think we'd be here today.
No,
So
it would have folded. Absolutely.
so
How do you
and
build
that's
out the
where we
value for your, oh, sorry.
No, go.
How do you build out the value for your, unique audience or customers?
so that how the value.
Yeah.
Oh, so how do we provide that value?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So everything from just communication with the guests. They have our phone numbers. They can reach out anytime. We're checking in. Hey, how did everything go? We add just attention to detail on everything that we can so that they provide. So, for example, we provide linens, we provide towels, we provide soap, we provide shampoo. And a lot of rentals, you have to bring your own towels and you have to bring your own linens.
Especially in the motorsport community, if you go out west where you're renting a cabin, that stuff, you got to bring everything you need. You get a bed and a roof. That's essentially. But we're definitely kind of trying to do the 5-star. Customer service is huge for us. Another option, if you want, we can have your refrigerator completely stocked when you arrive. It's just little things like that. So again, you go on Walmart, you order it, we'll go pick it up, and we'll get it in the refrigerator. So as soon as you show up, after a 2, 3, 4 hour drive, you don't have to deal with that. Plus, being in the country, everything is about a 30-minute drive, and it's just an additional task that you don't have to do. The other thing that is really unique, we have a beer share. I know it sounds sort of like I don't know, who cares? But it's been hugely popular. We've had it going almost 3 years, and no one's drank us dry yet. So
one thing I've learned is I'm just traveling around the country and going to other short-term rentals is I'm learning and I'm I'm trying to be a big sponge and suck in that experience to say what did I like about it, what's something maybe I could have done better. Um, I went to a bed and breakfast down in Georgia, beautiful place, and they had a little wine share and gave me the idea. And I said, why don't we do something like that here? So we picked up a refrigerator, put it in the garage, and we went to our local brewery here in Annapolis, and I picked up 8 beer cans, 2 different types of beers. They were 4-packs, brought it down, made a nice little sign, had a nice woman write us, her handwriting is a lot better than mine. And we made a video and said, this is a beer share. Come on in, have a drink, have a beer, bring a beer from your local or favorite brewery, or maybe a bottle of wine. And I said, we had no idea how that was going to work. And we came back and the refrigerator was full. And it's been full.
Actually, it's filled up.
It's been full ever since, and it's been outstanding. And so a lot of people are coming in, they're sharing. One thing value that we learned, the trip that I mentioned, that we were out there with the wives at this really nice cabin in the mountains. Place was great, but you had to take your trash with you. You had to take your trash with you, and it was a big inconvenience. So I said, that was really inconvenient, where our cars were packed. We're in nice cars, and we had to take all our trash with us. And I said, well, we need to come up with a trash service. So a value add is we hire a trash service. So the guests just drop their trash right in the cans on the way out, right by the main gate there, and they don't have to take it with them. So just any way to make that experience just better and more fun and convenient.
We provide firewood.
And so that's another thing, firewood. So we have a fire pit. We provide firewood. Now we don't give you an all you can burn, but we give you enough to have a nice fire and get you started. But that's all there, and just one less thing. So if we can just make that value better, so it's just all about the experience and the customer service.
Yeah. But the biggest value is they can get what you really can't get anywhere else. Tracks, trails, shooting range, all one spot, and completely private.
Yeah, and that's what our guests, they'll come out and they come out and they can ride, and they can go out and ride, and then hey, you know what, time out, it's 1:00. Let's stop and let's get something to eat and let's shoot for an hour. Okay, we shot, we had a good time. I mean, I've taught my kids how to shoot there at the range. And all right, time out. Let's put the guns away, lock them up in the safe, and then let's go back out and have some fun. So they have that opportunity where it's just, they have that freedom to do that.
Yeah, what you two have built is so unique. So what is the next on the horizon for Throttle Therapy?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so property number two, which I don't think we actually ever stopped looking at properties
Mhm.
since we got the first one. But again, there's a lot of challenges that come with this. A lot of times you have to find counties that are favorable, even in Virginia, as much rural land as they have and motor motorsport friendly and hunting friendly.
Mhm.
There's still counties that aren't as friendly. So one thing we do is we do look for counties that don't have noise ordinance. Not that you couldn't do this in a county that has a noise ordinance, but it's just one other thing that we wouldn't necessarily have to worry about. And it kind of speaks to sort of the vibe of the county, if you will. Again, trying to be respectful of the rules. We don't want to break them because, again, if you buy a large tract of land with a house and put a lot of investment and the county comes out and shuts you down, you're going to have a big financial problem on your hands. So again, trying to find a Goldilocks property. The other challenge that we had looking for our first property was we could find a lot of beautiful properties, like with some sort of water feature, maybe a very nice destination where there's a lot of tourism around, that other things you can do, rivers, lakes, stuff like that. But the house, there wasn't really a good house. It was kind of, I don't call it a dump, but a dump, right? Something that just wouldn't really
There's
be,
always a catch. There's
yeah,
always a trade-off.
yeah. Yeah. So that's the other thing, is trying to find the property that already has an established home on it. We aren't trying to build from scratch. And ultimately, when we do buy something, we want to flip the switch as quickly as we could. Like with Lake Anna, we did it in 60 days. We'd like to kind of stick to that model where we buy it, we acquire it, we can start advertising, and then 2 months later, we're getting our first bookings.
Mhm.
And then again, we don't necessarily want to compete with ourselves. So we're not trying to have, a farm necessarily next door. So we
Mm.
kind of want to hit some other locations. Again, still staying in the Virginia area. But just a different area, kind of a
Mhm.
different feel. One thing is, when you do come to a Throttle Therapy property, you're going to expect the same quality of service and amenities, right, that we provided everyone. So that's really what we're going for. We're trying to build a brand from the ground up, and it takes time. Um, but that's where we're at right now. I don't know if you want to add
Our
something.
yeah, our ultimate goal is we want to create the largest. So we want to take our model. I love the private. I love that. We want to continue that, but we're also moving. Ultimately, the big goal is to have the largest motorsports park and outdoor recreation area in the Mid Atlantic. Is our ultimate goal. And with that, we're looking at a minimum of 1,000 acres. So we would have a Throttle Therapy Virginia location or something, and that's where we want to be, is where we can help solve a problem, which is have a place where people can come in that maybe don't need the house, and they have campers and they want to be able to camp, or they want to just come in and ride for the day and maybe not have to stay for 3 nights or something like that. So that is I love this culture. I love this community. It is just so much fun, and especially just to watch our kids do it. I mean, I love to ride, but I enjoy watching my kids ride more than sometimes I do. It's just so neat as a dad. And so we want to expand. We want to continue our brand. I mean, just in the short, not even 3 years, we broke 17,000 Facebook followers for our page. It's been great. So we want to continue this brand and move it out. And we're not opposed to doing. We're looking into possible licensing agreements and/or partnerships with other properties throughout the U.S.
That's exciting stuff. Well, I'm sure someone here today who's listening needs some Throttle Therapy. So
That's right.
how can they reach you if that's what they need?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's throttletherapyusa.com. We have all of our social media on there. Contact us now. My personal phone number is on there.
Mhm.
So again, when you call the company, you're going to get me. Um, and yeah, and hopefully you'll get your questions answered. But yeah, we're really easy. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We got all the socials going. Again, we found that that's really the best medium, because we can really target the folks that are into the power sports,
Mhm.
ATVs, dirt bikes, side by sides, you name it. So
Absolutely. Well, thanks both of you again for being here. This was such an incredible episode.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you,
you for the
Eric.
opportunity.
Yeah. Appreciate it. It's been great.
And for our listeners, if you got value from this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pro Show. We've got more conversations coming up with pros like Alex and Scott who are building fantastic businesses. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.